Hello, buddy. This is Purge, bringing you guys a Purgecast of Pub. I know it's been probably a month and a half or 2 months since I last did one of these, but finally sitting down to do one. It is Tuesday morning today, May 21st. There is the Eastern qualifier still going on this week, so things have been very busy. Again, very sorry that I haven't made a video before now in the last couple days, but we've had Merlini as well as AOI here, and it's just been really busy and really awesome so far. So I was submitted this pub replay from a fan, I believe. I took a look at the replay. It actually looks pretty sweet, so I'm excited to cast this and or commentate and talk about things that are weird about it. So again, if you guys don't know what the Eastern qualifiers are, they are basically some of the tournaments that are figuring out what teams will end up going to the International 3, which is coming up in August. So these are pretty huge matches. The Western qualifier already ended with, I believe, it was not... Oh yeah, DD Dota ended up getting second. First place was Mouse Sports. So Mouse Sports officially becomes one of the 16 teams that participates, and DD Dota gets to play whoever wins, or whoever gets second in the Eastern qualifier. So the Eastern qualifier is going on right now at our house. It's being held in the BTS studio, which is all set up mostly. Pretty much done. I'm sure they'll make some changes over time, but it's been really fun so far. It's pretty late at night, unfortunately. I tried to watch some games last night, but I passed out by the time it was like 5:30, 6 a.m. I got pretty tired, but I will be casting tonight, so you guys can look forward to that if you're interested in seeing me cast and or do some analytics. So tune in tonight, twitch.tv/beyondthesummit. It'll go live as of me recording this in about 12 hours or something like that. So we're doing Group B today, so it's 4 new teams that we haven't seen yet. So, alright, so we are into the pub game. Let's look at the hero composition. So I'll go over the players quick. Mr. Waffles playing Murano. We've got Kate Shitas playing the Skywrath Mage. No idea what that says. Playing the Outworld Devourer. We've got Chu C playing the Draw Ranger. And Tim Key No Joke is playing Alchemist. For the Dire team, Lore Daddy is playing the Ricky Mar. We've got Argent playing the Weaver. Back in the base, we've got Skull Leader on the Spectre. MC playing Bounty Hunter. And finally, Victor Chavin 10 is playing Clink. So if you guys look really quickly, this is a mostly invisible lineup. These four of the heroes on the Dire team actually can go invis, including Ricky, Weaver, Bounty Hunter, and then finally the last one is going to be Clink. The only hero that cannot go invis is Spectre, which pretty much means he should go Shadowblade, right? I think that would make the most sense. He starts off with Dispersion level 1. I don't really recommend this. I think of the other two skills, this is the worst to start with at level 1. It's a great skill. It blocks a percentage of damage and reflects that upon opponents, but your HP is very low early, so any resistance is generally not that strong. For example, 10% of the damage it would take to kill you here is only about 50, so it's not blocking that much damage. But most importantly, the Spectral Dagger can allow you to run through trees to escape. You can run, chase enemies down and slow them, or you could use Desolate to do quite a bit of damage. I think they just said thank you for the battle bonus, which is, I mean, a lot of people have battle bonus, I guess. That's just a compendium battle bonus. I'm surprised there's only one player. In almost levels of play that I'm at, usually there's at least 3 to 4 compendiums at all times. So, alright, the Radiant team has also too many carries. Goblins greeted Alchemist with a Mirana with a Ring of Basilius. Top lane is a Draw Ranger Odie, which is like definitely way too much carry potential. But it's okay. It carries in pretty much every lane. So, see how this turns out here. Starting item builds, triple salve on Alchemist. I don't recommend this, guys. Get at least one tango so that you separate your regen type a bit. For example, if Alchemist loses about 200 HP, he's not going to want to salve that. And that's going to mean that if he does get bursted down, he's only going to have 3/4 of his HP rather than full that he could have by having a tango. You want to keep your HP as full as possible at all times in the lane because the burst, that your chances of getting bursted down are much lower. So he's a little greedy going for Grievous Greed here, but this dual carry lane really doesn't have that much threat of killing him, honestly. And Bounty Hunter probably shouldn't pick up Janata level 1 as well, just because having the Invis is pretty nice. So, Priest of the Moon also needs to turn off a Ring of Basilius. I missed First Blood here. Wow, this is a super sick dive. You shouldn't have your Basilius on at level 1 because this applies 2 armor to all of the creeps in the lane. It will give armor and mana regen to your ally no matter what, but if he turned this off, this +2 armor being applied to the creeps wouldn't be there. And as you can see, the lanes are pushing quite heavily. This is more likely because of the fact that they're auto-attacking creeps, but even still, it's important to turn that off. Skywrath Mage is able to get a kill mid, which is not too unexpected considering Ricky is pretty much a terrible solo mid laner. I would say he's definitely probably one of the worst, and Skywrath is actually a really good mid laner, so not too surprising to see that become one-sided. Weaver's going to switch mid lane, I guess, because Ricky realizes that he has no chance. So they'll put another tool, Invis Heroes, on the bot lane with Ricky on a blink. So poor man's shield and no regen left on him. He probably should have bought a regen. some kind of regen before coming back here. I think that would have been smart. And the illusion is doing his best to confuse them, and they will blink strike forward and kill it, and Alchemist is going to charge his stun up. Okay, so now Ricky's out of HP again. Not the best time for him. Odie has a pretty good starting item build, except I think he should be getting Essence Aura. Can you proc on Frost Orbs? I'm not sure. We'll find out, I guess, but he's got very, very little HP here, and he should be a little less aggressive. I mean, he needs to pop a Tango. He's sitting here not regenning. He could be regenning. I don't think Clinks is going to kill him by any means, but there's a vague chance. Draws level 3 actually has not put any skill points in. I'm sorry, he actually grabbed a stat point. Ugh. And a second level of Flaming Arrows. Okay, wow, sick harass. 2 hits and Invis. Wow, get out. Ninja Tactics, man. Now Weaver gets to deal with this. He's got 2 levels of Geminate. I don't agree with this. I think you should always max Sakuchi first on Weaver, no matter what. The cooldown reduction on this skill is extremely powerful. On the bright side, the harass on Skywrath is actually really high damage. I would have maybe gone for that, honestly. I would have gone high ground and gone for it, especially if he would have checked his mana pool. He has very little mana. He doesn't have a silence. And Skywrath has very low armor. So Weaver, I would say, might be able to outlane a Skywrath mid lane. It's kind of hard to say. If he gets aggressive like this and gets too far forward, he definitely could. But this Weaver should be trading hits with him because he does have a salve. I think Skywrath's HP is dangerously low right now. I would go for this kill if I was Weaver. If things go really bad, you can escape. But he doesn't even have that much mana for Arcane Bolt, so you don't lose that much by trading. Slight mistake from him. We do see a leap forward. This poor man's shield is doing a lot of work on the Ricky, actually. And he's not going to die. So this is one case where I think the Alchemist should actually max out his skills, whether that be Unstable Concoction or maybe like Acid Spray. If you're in a lane where you have an advantage, and especially in a dual lane like this, if you're getting free farm, maxing Grievel's Greed, go for it. But if you're contested at all, I think maxing either Unstable Concoction or getting some Acid Spray is required. Like, they kind of almost killed that Ricky there. What would have happened if he would have had 2 levels of Unstable Concoction there? He would increase his damage by about 50%. And he also would have had a higher stun duration, and surely that would have been useful. Skywrath apparently doing a walk-in gank. He's got 1800 gold, and there's an Invis bounty hunter, but the sentry is down, so they are going to be able to kill him. He's going to throw the stun a little late, but he's going to be Invis now in the sentry. Ooh. Man, that damage is so bad. And he's going to survive, so bounty hunter will get out. No problem to him, but they do get a kill off on the Ricky, so pretty good start here. I wish Skywrath bought something. He hasn't purchased a bottle yet. He hasn't purchased boots. He's got 1800 gold in the bank. I don't know what he's using this for, but he should be being active with this. And I also don't think it's worth it to get a second level of concussive shot at this point. You should get at least 1 ancient seal, usually maxing that out second because the mana cost is pretty low, and getting additional levels of concussive shot does very little. It does increase your nuke damage by 50 at every level, and reduces the cooldown, but that's all it does. Grabbing levels of ancient seal is a lot more useful for ganking, and it would pretty much allow him to just crap on the Weaver mid, because you can just silence him and then drop the ulti and usually kill him at that point. So I don't like the Stout Shield pickup either on Weaver. Even if he's going to Vanguard, I think it's better to wait and purchase that later. So Dry Ranger now level 4. He's got 2 levels of the Frost Arrow, 1 level of Precision with the stats. The stats is obviously a mistake. He is obviously stacking Wraith Bands this game, which is not exactly the best way to build the Draw Ranger. Maxing out Frost Arrows is not a terrible idea, though, against the Spectre, because the Spectre is going to have a really rough time here. He's actually got a Salve as well as a Magic Wand. I don't really like the Wand pickup that much because there's not that many casts coming in from the opponents, but it does keep you alive during bursts, and any carry generally will want to stay alive if at all possible. So I do like that he's getting dispersion levels now, just because the lane is really tough, and I will sometimes adjust my skill build to this if you're not getting free farm, so I think this build is okay. I would like maybe 1 level Desolate at level 5, because it would give him more offensive potential. Like, with just 2 levels of Dagger right now, he does basically no damage at all. It only does 100 nuke damage. It's really, very low. I don't think they're going to get this kill. Oh, he's got a haste. He might be able to get it. He's going to need, like, at least 1 more Janata hit. And then a Shuriken. Ooh, he burned all his mana, so that's going to be it for him. That was good reaction time from the OD. And the haste runs out now, and now things become scary. Oh, sick juking. Oh, this OD. Is he going to right-click him? I guess he's playing it safe. Okay, so Drow Ranger gets it. Alchemist gets a kill on the bot lane on Ricky. Ricky having a tough time again. And he's got 1100 gold. Grievel's Greed is maxed out. We're on a level 4, so her skill build's okay. I kind of like doing the 2 arrow early, because actually this might not be worth it anymore. Let's talk about this a second. So the reason a lot of people do a second arrow by level 3 is because by level 6, most Maranas don't pick up their ulti. This could change, though. The reason they weren't picking up her ulti at level 6 before is because the mana cost was so high. It was like 175 mana. The mana cost has been buffed to be reduced heavily down to 75 mana now. So you could argue that you pick it up at 6. But regardless of that, people pick up 2 arrows because you're skipping the ulti at 6, which meant that you could get a second level of a second skill while still getting Starstorm max by 7, which you generally want to do. But I would almost argue that Starstorm is actually really good now because the second hit of 75% has been buffed. So the Starstorm damage has been buffed, which means you might actually want it to be at 3 levels by 5 right here. Because if you do land an arrow, getting the extra 75 plus percentage damage off of that could mean more nuke damage. So basically it means your arrow does more damage per application, but you could have your Starstorm be stronger at level 5 like right now, which could be argued to be better. But it's kind of a very small nitpick, something that isn't probably that much worth talking about, I guess. Phase Boots is a choice for Alchemist. I actually really like this. I think Phase Boots on Alchemist are the best boots on him. The reason for that being that extra movement speed when you're chasing and you have a semi-unreliable stun like Unstable is a good choice. Just saying unreliable in the fact that you need to have vision of them and you want to close the distance, so sometimes it's necessary to get. Looks like the Skywrath is actually gone. Oh my god, one more attack. He hesitated. Oh, that kill. That's the easiest kill ever. Skywrath is sitting here. If he just would have gotten a bottle, he would have won his game, seriously. Like, he's going to have to go back to base now. Like, he's getting decent last hits. He's, like, contesting his opponents, but he doesn't have a bottle, and he's not able to get rune control or EXP and stay in lane as a result, so he has to go back. He does have Arcane Boots, which means more mana, but and he's still maxing out Concussive Shot, which is not the right choice, especially as a Weaver. The silence against Weaver is so good. It's a very, very strong view, though. What is the roaming going on this game? It is weird, man. So Weaver's completely out of mana here. If he was level 6, he maybe could have gotten this kill, but he is not going to right now. Looks like Alchemist really wants to kill the Riki, but Riki's at 6, so now he's pretty much invincible. That's how that works in these games, I believe. Ring of Aquila finished on Mirana as well. She's level 5. And back on the top lane, the Wraithband stack has started. Little nuking here on Clinks, but of course he's going to go Invis, and there's the silence. Alright, just kill Spectre already. Okay, there you go. You got it. Ulti him. Nice. Okay, good. And oh, please don't. Oh, nuke, 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 nuke. All right, cool. Well, they got the Clinks first. Skywrath died after.
Were you named after chattering teeth?
Sick burn. Oh, good stun. Oh, that was a really good arrow. Did you guys see that arrow? Oh, this Ricky's really hard to kill for these guys. Although it makes sense. I mean, pretty much their only burst damage right now is magic, and Potom completely whiffed hers. See, right there, she could have had a level 3 Starstorm. She could have used it. Maybe done some good damage to the Ricky. I mean, Alchemist does that phase. He didn't even use his ulti there, and he could have for extra attack speed, so that does hurt things. Alright, that's definitely a dead draw. Like, there's no way Weaver can mess this up, right? Right, guys? Oh God! He canceled his end. Oh! Oh my god. I can't believe that just happened. He canceled his animation 3 times. That was the deadest draw I've ever seen, and he didn't do it. He messed it up. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that was pretty funny. Alright. So, Odie going for 1 shreds, he only has 1 level of his aura, so he's not getting any procs when he casts spells, so that's hurting his mana a lot. A cool little trick that you can do with Odie that I've been seeing in pro games lately, especially in the mid lane. A lot of Odies have been maxing out Astral first with only 1 or 2 levels of Essence, and this is a little bit of an advanced build. The reason that they go this is because they end up also going Tranquil Boots, as well as a Buckler in lane. And if you guys don't know what Buckler I'm talking about, since it's very rare that you talk about Buckler, it is this one. It's the component that builds into mech. And the reason they grab the Buckler and the Tranquil Boots is because, number 1, OD likes to be more survivable. He doesn't have an escape, so grabbing a Buckler early is pretty nice. You can build that into a mech and be happy. You grab a Tranquil Boots because OD generally doesn't need a bottle mid. The HP regen on the bottle is nice, but the mana regen isn't needed because if you do Essence Aura properly, you don't run out of mana. So if you grab a Buckler for survivability and Tranquil Boots for HP regen, you can later disassemble the Tranquil Boots, turn that into a mech, but most importantly, they have active casts, and what that means is that for 10 mana, 25 mana on Tranquil Boots and 10 mana on the Buckler, you can have a chance to proc Essence Aura. So So that means every 8 seconds or 25 seconds with the buckler, you can have a chance for 10 mana to proc an Essence Aura, which is completely worth it, because if that pays off, you fill up 40% of your mana pool or something insane like that. Skywrath's going to go feed himself, I guess, dying to these crappy support heroes. He really should have just snowballed and wrecked this game, honestly, but he didn't. So Bounty Hunter's going to get some gold. So yeah, it's really worth it to get Tranquil and the Buckler, because with Odie you can actually keep your mana pool pretty full despite having higher levels of Astral Imprisonment. So give that a shot sometime. Maybe I'll make a video of that, who knows. Bottom in the bot lane has been soloing the whole game. Or dual laning at least, hasn't left. Oh god, he should be maxing out Starstorm by level 7. I think this is a mistake. Sacred Arrow is great and all, but this should be maxed out, I believe. Looks like Ricky is showing back up in lane. Is he going to arrow him, or is he just going to die? He looks like he's just going to die. Leap. Leap. Do something. Starstorm. Leap. Wow. That was...
my work at the cutting edge.
Well, that was weird. Pretty good execution so far. He sold a... Oh no, he didn't. He's got a dust. Green items. Only green items, guys. He does have quite a bit of agi right now. Plus 40 for marksmanship. Marksmanship is actually severely a lot worse than it used to be in the past. It's actually really bad against melee carries, because if an enemy hero gets spooked in 375 AoE, which is something like this. Something like this is about 375. If an enemy hero gets within that range, marksmanship does nothing. And that's plus 40 damage and plus 40 attack speed. It's really strong, which means that against melee heroes, it ends up making Drow actually quite a bit less useful. So I don't know if she's quite as good as she used to be. I probably should have made a video before she got nerfed in the ground, but I did not. So unfortunately, no Drow video in her OP-ness. Ricky is now tanking creeps for last hits. Will we see a silence? You can actually use silence on Ricky to prevent his invis from going away. And it seems like the raiding team doesn't really know what to do at this point. I mean, they keep going around for ganks and stuff, but there's all these invis heroes. Is there a whole lot they can do? I really don't know. Even the Clinks is jungling. He's actually maxed out Strafe, which is a complete mistake. You gotta max out Searing Arrows first, because this is your bread and butter damage. The extra duration of attack speed on Strafe is great and all, but for early games, hitting harder is by far the most important. On the bright side for them, Spectre is actually getting pretty good free farm, 0, 0, and 3. There's not a lot of last hits this game, as you can see. 14 minutes, and this is the highest numbers. Is very bad, but the Aquila that's on is now helping out as well. And there's actually a lot of range heroes on the raiding team, so they should carry this quite easily with Precision Aura. If they had more levels of this, they would all be hitting quite hard right now. And as you can see, Murata's hitting for like plus 20 or something like that. What are these other guys? Plus 17 on the Skywrath, and OD also hitting for plus 17, which is not bad. It's like a broadsword or something. Am I crazy? Yeah, broadsword. Pretty close to plus 17. So Klink's doing the old Orchid Rush build, which is good. I like how the arrows are like sticking in them for a second. That's cool. He's not very cool at last hitting though, so that's causing things. Mid tower goes down. Okay, so Radiant team kind of grouping up and pushing. This is something that new players won't do very well, is defend tower pushes, and the reason for that is they'll go to their lane and they're generally going to sit there and never leave it. Can you deny this? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you realize this. Klinks is, oh god, Klinks just died. Wow. That's a dead Klinks. Skywrath. Oh, there's the slow. They could actually kill a Spectre now. He's like got a TP here. No, he's just gonna die. Okay. This is a pretty slow TP. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, lane defense. Lane defense is really huge because the Radiant team, I mean, both teams don't have very good heroes at all. It's not like it's one-sided or anything, but if you just group up and push at really low-skilled games, the enemy team generally isn't going to react to that. They're usually going to go to their lane, and they're going to stay there until the game ends. Like, if you looked at who just took that tower top, it was like Spectre and Klinks, and they started in that lane. And they took the tower, and now they might eventually leave. But if the Radiant team groups up and pushes his 4 mid, you can defend that. Usually the lanes are a lot more normal, but Silence is really late there. He has finally skilled it, thank God, but... Ooh, what? Why is he changing targets? He could have killed, maybe killed Skyrat. Ooh, it's just going to be him dying. That is going to be a dead OD. He's got actually no mana, so they will get the kill. And that's going to be a double. Seder helping out a bit as well. And for once, Weaver doesn't misclick, so they get the double kill for him. A lot of squishy heroes that should be staying alive. I mean, if Skyrath just went for like bottle mid, and then picked up a pretty early gem and a little bit of armor. I think all of these carries actually do have a lot of physical damage. Like, they're almost entirely physical damage. If he just grabs some kind of armor item early, like a mech, I think it could have increased his survivability by a lot. And with the gem, he could have just gone around the map and solo killed everybody. But hasn't been happening in this game. Ricky doing the smart thing right now and just taking creeps. He's going for a fast Vlads possibly. It's a terrible item build for Ricky Maru. A little talk about that. He's got 4 levels into backstab, which means that he does bonus damage based on his agility. He does have some agility from the power treads and the poor mans, which are both great early game Ricky items. But the problem now is that if you go Vlads, you get this plus damage from it. But that doesn't actually accelerate your attack damage as hard as an agility item could. Because if you get a point in agility, it gives you an extra 1.5 points of damage, which means the damage cost efficiency is doubled for this hero if you hit them on the back, which is going to be some of the time in combat. So any damage item you buy for Ricky that is agility is going to be really, really useful, and you should grab those early. I mean, Vlad's does give you lifesteal, which is fantastic and all, and he can do this whole right-clicking on creeps and things, but you can arrow him. Wow, these guys have really good execution. Tower could be denied. I don't think it will be, of course. Denied. Oh, nice. They actually were paying attention. Cool. So they deny the tower. Pretty sick. Ricky's going to get out of here. I don't know if they know what a gem is. They have bought dust, though. Draw Rangers has had dust for a while. I would like to see her get more EXP, because getting more levels into Precision Aura would be fantastic. But Spectre's going to shift over. She could actually maybe kill her. She does have 4 levels in Dagger. Odie's going to show up. Or we'll just see... he actually went Dagon. I don't know if that's completely worth it. It's not bad with Ancient Seal, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, wow, they actually caught Bounty Hunter. Do they have a sentry? Ooh, too late. Dust, 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 dust. Oh, there's dust. Oh, he's so dead now. That was sick. That wasn't bad by them. They actually did a pretty good job getting those kills there. OD's skill build, again, not super efficient. Always max out Essence Aura before getting additional levels in Orb. Get 1 level of Orb by all means, but you don't want to max this out or get extra levels until you have Essence Aura picked up. He's going for a Force Staff, which is a pretty common OD build if you don't want to get Mech. It's like Mech or Force Staff, one of those 2 items is usually the best. Ooh, and Clinks might run into this. They will see him now. I think they see him. They see him. Surely they see him. Okay, they don't care. They're looking somewhere else. That Starfall, it looks a whole lot like my Starfalls, aka it hits absolutely 0 enemies. Vanguard on Alchemist makes him quite tanky early. This is kind of an older Alchemist build. People don't necessarily do this as much as they used to, but the Vanguard does make him quite survivable compared to the previously early game. It's a pretty good team fight by the Invis team, honestly. Wow, Draw Dice really easy. Vlad's again up, doesn't do a whole lot. It's actually a pretty good early game noob team fight, honestly. Like, that was a 5v5 with a bunch of weird heroes, but it actually paid off. For the dive team, that is. I'm sure they got track hold on a lot of these people, so... Throw, nuke him. There you go. Nice kill. So that's pretty good gold. So things they did wrong there. Alchemist didn't throw a stun on time. He was way too far forward. Draw Ranger stayed way too far forward as well. Just going Shadow Blade, I believe. Odie didn't have his Force Staff with him, and Skywrath Mage seemed like he did okay. I mean, they had the detection down. I just don't think they should have lost that team fight. They have by far better team fight than them. Odie's ulti is down because I think he used it somewhere earlier, but if they just put Alchemist in the front, like sat Alchemist here, and sat all the ranged heroes like this, and then had a sentry right in the middle of the ranged heroes, they should have been fine. There's very little way that they should have lost that fight. Like, it's a Vlad's treads Ricky, and the 5 armor is really nice for his allies, actually, at this point. So that's one nice thing about getting an early Vlad's, is the 5 armor will pay off, but I don't think they had to lose that team fight with the stun from Alchemist. I also wish he had Acid Spray, but his leveling is pretty low, just because he's been a dual lane for the entire game, so him picking up more levels has been a little tough. He's doing a good job last hitting, though. Wow, Gem has actually picked up from Mirana. Nice choice. So they are going to buy a Gem. I would like to see him with more survivability. I'm a little scared for him, because if he does get Ricky clouded, he could die, but hopefully for him he never loses a Gem. I would say that they can go D-Ward, but needless to say, nobody's purchasing wards this game. Got a Claymore coming out for the Drow now. The Invis, I wouldn't necessarily recommend grabbing a Lothar's if I was a Drow Ranger. Or a Shadowblade, because they have a Bounty Hunter. In most cases, it's fine. I would say in a typical game, go for it. If you're getting free farm on the safe lane, grab a Shadowblade, because you can get solo kills really easy at that point. The Shadowblade is A lot better as an offensive item than a defensive item, though. So that is one thing to keep in mind, which means you could initiate on a lot of these Invis heroes. You use Shadow Blade to get in position, and then you break the Invis with an attack and then silence. And I do like that the Radiant team, again, is pushing. Like I said, I think they have the better team fight by far. Unless they do these crazy things where they run too far forward, which keeps happening. And Alchemist, like, desperately trying to throw a stun, and he's just going to stun himself under a tower. Like, if they just played this a little safer, they would be fine. And he might, yeah, he's just going to die from this. That was a really big mistake. They're going to get a kill out of this, I think. Or OD. Oh, yep, he did get it. This guy needs to... Okay, that's the wrong way to force that. Oh, no, don't lose it. No, don't lose it. Okay, good. Oh, no. Okay, good. They didn't lose the gem. If they just didn't suck at team fighting, they would have the easiest racks. Oh, the gem is gone. Oh, the gem. He's not even going to realize it's there. Do they send the courier for it? I don't know if they realize. Ooh, Spectre's Oni face. Oh, he's got a Vanguard. This is actually really good for the Dire team now. He's, like, really, really hard to kill. They get more track gold here. So Spectre's really tough to kill. He doesn't have a lot of levels to Desolate, but, like, a Face Boots Vanguard against all of these really, really underfarmed heroes is fantastic. Like, if you could look at it, if this is not a typical game by any means, for like 22-minute phase Vanguard looks strong because everybody's very underfarmed, but like he's just using his EXP to basically get kills now. He's very difficult to kill with 4 levels of dispersion in the Vanguard, and he can just chase down a lot of these squishy heroes. Is he going? Okay, good. He's going for the gem. Oh, the gem's gone. He got the gem. Oh, Klink's found the gem. Oh, Klink's found the gem, man. It's gone. I didn't see that. So now the Dire team's pushing back, I guess. 23 minutes in. Alright, what else sucks here? So yeah, Ricky just has Vlads. It does very, very little for his damage right now. He's pretty much only useful for having a Vlads and dropping a smoke. He does quite low damage right now. He's only hitting for like, I don't know, 250 or something with backstab, which could be a lot higher. They might be able to collapse on this OD actually. Yeah, this doesn't look that good for him. That's an Invis on Alchemist though. He's going to break Invis. I think OD is going to die maybe. Wow, they actually kill Weaver really fast, and they do get him with the Shuriken. No gem just yet, but Bounty will die. Things are going okay, actually. Drow Ranger's looking fairly strong. She's going to have a Shadow Blade shortly. 2 levels of silence, 2 levels of precision. I really do think this should be max, though. They have 4 ranged heroes, so could like drastically increase their right click. It looks like Skywrath's actually maxed out a Dagon. I don't think this is the right choice. I think he needs a Ghost Scepter, personally. Skywrath has very, very low HP. He's only got 1,000 at this point. He has very low armor, so you need some protection against physical damage. He doesn't have that right now. Dagon, yeah, you can kill people, and that's great and all, but a lot of these heroes are invis. They don't even have a gem right now. They could get snuck up upon. Klink still doesn't have his Orchid finished because his last hitting is very mediocre at 53. Let's look at some net worth. It's actually looking pretty good for the Radiant team. The only person that's far behind is Potom. For a second, I thought Potom farmed an entire Shadow Blade. Not the case. Drow has finished hers, though. Item is flying out. Shadow Amulet. Again, Ricky has no new items. Oh yeah, I didn't really say what you should get instead of the Vlads, but you should get a Diffusal Blade in almost all cases. Diffusal Blade is fantastic on Ricky. What you end up doing is, once you kind of play like Klink's, you have a perma invis, so you might as well use it to be aggressive and try to get kills. Ricky has more of a ganking carry playstyle than a hard carry farming playstyle. Just show up to fights. You sit in lane, you get a Treads usually, and a Poor Man's Shield, maybe a Magic Stick or a Wand, and then you can get a Diffusal Blade. And once you get Diffusal Blade, you can go gank really, really squishy heroes. So, good examples of heroes you could kill on the Radiant team, for example, Skywrath. You go look for a Skywrath in the enemy jungle or in the mid lane, you drop smoke, use Diffusal Blade to keep him under smoke, and you attack him about 5 times and he dies. If he turns his back to you, he will die. And against lower level players, that's going to work almost every single time, I promise. If you guys go Treads into Diffusal Blade with Ricky and then you go gank with it, you are going to do so much better than if you get a Vlad's. If you really want to, you could hypothetically go Sanj and Yasha instead, but honestly, Diffusal Blade is a lot more strong and a lot more reliable. And it does look like he is getting a Diffusal Blade now. There's some team fighting going on. Oh, nicely done by Skywrath here. So oh man, he is like way solo. This does not look good to him. Oh, this Mirana just left him. He needed to arrow that. Oh man, how do you miss that ulti? I didn't know that was possible, but he missed his ulti. And the gem is still on Klink, so that hurts a lot. Like, losing the gem is such a big deal, guys. You cannot lose the gem. It hurts so much. And Alchemist just does no damage right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, that's... This guy does not know how to arrow. Alright, Mirana's going for a mech, actually. It's a little weird. She doesn't really have the mana to support this. If you go mech on a hero like Mirana, you probably... Like, her inch pool is really low. You probably need an Arcane Boots. I mean, you can get mech on any hero that you want, but you really need Arcane to offset it. There's very few heroes, unless you're an int hero. If you're an int hero, it's fine. Most int heroes don't need the Arcane Boots to be able to afford mech, but a hero like Potom would. She's going to run into mana problems using her other abilities. Wow, Bounty Hunter Battle Fury. I haven't seen this build in forever. This is like a really old build on Bounty Hunter. This is kind of what everybody would do before drums came into the game and got really popular on Bounty Hunter. The reason Battle Fury looks really good on Bounty Hunter is because he likes critting, so bonus damage is always good for him. He ends up casting some spells, so mana regen and HP regen are pretty good. But the problem is that it's a really, really big build-up, and usually people play Bounty Hunter offlane. You don't have enough farm to get 4,300 gold. And it does help you farm as well in the jungle and stuff. But you should be focusing more on ganking as Bounty Hunter, and as a result, you need more inexpensive items that do more. So things like grabbing a Bracer early to build into a drum gives you a lot of int that you need. Like, even that 3 int that you get is really important. And the extra HP as well. Grabbing a wand bracer started being like the most typical Bounty Hunter build, for example, because it's very inexpensive. Drum wand is great. Ooh, big ulti. Do they have the gem here? They do on the Clinks, but I think they should be able to kill this Bounty Hunter if they just silence him. Silence him. Please silence him. There we go. Okay. He was triple silenced. Boy, did they kill that guy. Shadowblade finish on Drow Ranger, but again, they do have a gem, so that's going to cost them a bit. Dagon 3 on Skywrath, so he should be able to solo kill, but... Alright, and he is going to Fuse Blade all as well. This Weaver's actually pretty farmed. He almost has a Lincoln Sphere. That looks pretty good. And Yasha on Spectre, great item choice actually. I really like this. More than getting like a Diffusal Blade on Spectre, the reason this is going to be really useful is because when you ulti, any illusions of you mimic your... movement speed. So grabbing a Yasha means that when he ultis, his illusions are going to run faster, and that his level 4 Desolate has more chances to proc. Additionally, he doesn't really need a Fusel because somebody else is already getting one. Well, it's okay to stack them. It's not a big deal to stack them, but I just really like the fact that he's going to be a lot faster. His illusions are going to attack faster and run faster, and I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot stronger in this case. I don't know why. It looks great to me. I like it with the Vanguard. You're tanky and you also have movement speed. Maybe a Diffusal Blade would be better, but Manta will allow him to remove silences and other things like that as well. And here's a case of where one team pushes and the other team doesn't react in time. Like, the Dire team has actually been winning a lot of these team fights. But this time they just didn't show up for the tower for some reason. I don't really know why. Do they have a dust? They do have a dust. Ooh, now go Invis, Shadowblade, what are you doing? Oh my god, that was the latest thing ever. Oh, he's got a gem, it doesn't matter. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Oh, they get the gem, get the gem. The gem? Get the gem. Oh, did they kill it? Oh no, okay. Thought they killed it. That was scary. So they got the gem at least. They lost that for a draw, but that's completely worth it. Unless Ricky just ends up taking your mid barracks. Are there any TPs? 0 TPs. Okay, 0 TPs on the Radiant team. Looks like we're watching LGD China versus Dreams here. And Ricky takes a completely free racks with his Vlads. Pretty much just Vlads. Alright, not a good situation to be in. They actually won the team fight. They got the gem here. Alchemist looks like he's going for a fast AC. I don't recommend this item build. If you go Vanguard first, going into an AC afterwards is not efficient. I like an early Vanguard. I think that's fine, but I think you should go with damage item. Instead, he's going basically double tank. I mean, yeah, you do have a Hyperstone, which means that your attack speed is going to be better, which increases your damage and all, but oh, man. He's got a free kill versus Skywrath. Who had the gem? None of these guys. Did they feed the gem? No, Odie's actually here. That's kind of weird. So, Ricky did not deserve to get another kill, that's for sure. I was a little greedy. They're placing sentries down, which is good. We'll cover them on the mid lane. I think Odie's going for Rod of Atos, which is a pretty good... It's actually a pretty good OD item. It's really good with Skywrath as well. It helps you set up the ulti quite easily. But he's just going to max out Dagon instead. A lot of stacking actually going on here. And Lincoln is finished on Weaver, which is pretty good against a lot of these heroes. They don't have... Actually, they do have a decent amount of disables. It can stop Unstable Concoction. It can stop Arrow. Can stop OD banish, and it can stop a lot of Skywrath nukes. Actually, I think all of these except for his ulti can be stopped by it. So a lot of good choices there. And Klinks has finished Orchid. Should have had this done at like 15 to 20 minutes somewhere in there. It's in a dual lane. It's going to be delayed a bit, but even still. And Radiant team looks like they want to push again. Bot lane is pushing in, but the tower is going to stop that. And this is actually the best way to push by far. They can see this for sure. There is a track. I don't really know why Potom used that. Maybe they think that the enemy team's in the Roshan pit or something. I am not really sure. Does the Dire team have a gem yet? It is going to be a Manta Spectre. Decent choice. Cloak pickup to make him more tanky. It's a fine thing. And Ricky's going to continue to push. So, yeah, if you really want to go Vlad's on Ricky, it's not the end of the world because getting some regen on the hero is usually... Ooh, is he going to die? If you can ulti this and Dagon. Oh, he just had a Dagon on him and he would have killed him. Oh wait, I think Spectre's gonna just solo kill this with his illusion. Look how much damage that did. No armor and all this pure damage. Oh, they're team fighting actually. Looks like the gem is down. This does not look too good for Alchemist. He's trying to kill the Roshan. Can he do it? He does get it. So he got the gold for the Radiant team at least. Could have been a lot worse. He's got the gem. Is there a gem? Alright, Klinks has the gem now. So gem swings back. Yeah, the Radiant team could have won this game really easily. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. It looks like Dire's going to win this. For a while there, it looked like Radiant would win it again, though. But they're just not team fighting and pushing properly. Like, if they were just better at not getting out of position while they push, they could have won this game so easily. Like, despite them both having way too many carries, there's a lot more disable on the Radiant team. Like, just having the Skywrath and the OD and the Mirana, I think, gives them a big, big edge. But now that Spectre has items... and Klinks has an Orchid, and even the Bounty Hunter is a Battle Fury, just gives them so much damage output. They should have been able to use their skills to win this game, though, I think. Ooh, look at that, Silence gets broken. Dagon's not a good choice either. You really need a lot more utility. Like, spending 8,000 gold on an item, that is literally... I mean, it's an 8,000 gold item for Dagon 5. He's going to spend 8,000 gold on an item that only helps him get burst damage. And really all he needs is just, honestly, a little bit of... he just needs a little bit of survivability and to snowball off of enemy heroes, and he would have been absolutely fine. Wow, he's really running dangerously in the enemy team. Can he Dagon at least before he dies? No, he's just going to die. Wow, that banish was really badly timed. OD's in it right now is really not that good, so... Kill the bug. Kill the bug. Kill the bug. And this just keeps happening. The Radiant team is really hard to kill, so now that they don't have the gem anymore, it's just completely one-sided. Look how much armor. That was like 15 bug armor. And there we go. Diffusal Blade being useful. Oh yeah, okay, so if you're playing Ricky and you really want to get a Vlad's, he doesn't have that many items that he really usually wants to buy that'll give him HP regen. If you want to get a Vlad's, get it after the Diffusal Blade. Just don't get it before. It's not worth it to get it before at all. Like, this item build looks okay. It's not that tanky. But if you're playing a low-level pub game, this item build is great. But always go Diffusal Blade before you get Vlad's. It'll really increase your damage output by a lot. So you have the gem? He did have the gem. Wow. Really good kills. And that's a perfect example. Like, Drow Ranger, relatively squishy hero, but as long as you can keep her shut down and not moving, it's just so easy. She probably should have turned and fight, but that didn't happen. And now Manta Style's up for... And Spectre's going to be, like, impossible to die at this point. Oh my god, this damage is so big. He might have to die for that kill. Alright, he's not going to do it. Go defend. What are these guys doing? Oh, there's a sentry. They spot the Ricky. Wow, this guy's running way too far forward. That's way too far. That's pretty good. Oh, are they gonna kill him? Oh, they got him. Gem. Did they kill it? Did you just kill the gem? Oh man, that was dumb. That was really dumb. I feel like they need a gem. I don't know, 4 Invis Heroes? Seems useful. Oh, that is possibly a dead Spectre, unless the OD is an idiot. That's good. Alright, yeah, I don't think he's fast enough for some reason. Hey guys, he used his Dagon for once. It doesn't matter though. Top Rax looks like it's gonna die. 4,200 gold on Bounty Hunter. He really needs a BKB, I think, against the heroes they're working with. Like the Silence, for example, should be able to wreck face. God, I can't believe he killed that gem. That was pretty silly. Really need a gem. They can probably buy another one though. Like surely it's off cooldown. Oh god, it's not off cooldown. Did they bound? Max finished on Mirana. I don't think they have a gem. Gem's gone. He did buy a Rod of Atos, though. His int is looking okay. It's not that great. Again, Ghost Scepters on pretty much all the Radiant heroes would be fantastic. Ghost Scepter is countered slightly by Diffusal Blade, though. You can Diffusal off a Ghost Scepter. So, it's not the best solution versus a lot of these heroes. Oh, man. Ooh, good save. Really late on the slow, though. If he would have slowed him first and then popped the silence, he could have gotten that kill solo. Holy crap, that's a lot of damage. What level is this ulti? Oh, level 16, that's why. Pretty good damage. And another big wave bot. We're just going to speed this up a little bit because it's just a matter of time until the Dire team decides to take their final racks. As things have been looking for the Radiant, which is not very good in terms of defense standpoint. It's basically just a lot of split pushing. Dire team's going to farm all their jungle. It's like Clinks wants an MKB, which is just going to round out his item build a bit. He doesn't even really need that much, though, because I don't think there's any evasion items on the Radiant team. And Alchemist is barely going to finish his AC this game. I just think that if he got more levels of stun and maybe a 1 level of acid spread, they could have done a lot more in the early game. Getting Grievel's Greed was a mistake, I think. If he won like 2 stun, 1 acid spray in the early game, they could have dual killed so hard. Who else was in his lane? Was it Drow? No, Drow was top. It was Mirana. Yeah, they could have killed. They could have just gotten so many kills. I feel like he's not able to get kills on Spectre. I don't know. Yeah, this game is going to be way over. Holy crap, that is a dead hero. That is a lot of damage for Invis, guys. So annoying. It does seem annoying, but the problem is that their basic play is not good enough. If their basic play was better, they easily could have won this game. You get a gem, and pretty much all these enemy heroes you're playing against are going to be by far less useful. That didn't block the Linken's, that was a little weird. Yeah, if you just get the gem and then you don't teamfight like idiots, then it's a lot easier to play against it. It really is not that bad. You basically just do a push. They were stronger than them at one point. If we look at the graph, at this point here, when they were pushing, they could have. This is a pretty good gold advantage. 5,000 gold advantage is not bad. They could have easily continued pushing that. Just take all the outer towers, carry TP scrolls so they don't get free Raxes, and they have to kill them before the Spectre gets beefy. Because as soon as Spectre gets beefy, it gets pretty scary. Alchemist could have gone a better item build. Drow Ranger was probably fine with what she picked up. Going to Manta after Shadowblade is correct because that way you can get off track. But that's gonna be dead Clinks. Again, a really good error. Oh my god, can they slow somebody? Ricky? Can they kill Ricky? Drow's attacking creeps. Alright, good. They applied the slow finally. Drow's really not hitting that hard because marksmanship isn't applying, I think. Oh, wow, he broke Invis. That was silly. Or do they have a gem? Oh, they did have a gem. So that's the end of the game. The Invis Heroes, I think, played reasonably okay. They played a little bit better. It's like... It was basically up to the Radiant team to do something about that game. The Radiant team had to push and had to finish the game. The Dire team could just play a typical pub game. Spread out, get farm, buy whatever item you want. Doesn't really matter. They didn't even necessarily buy the most cost-efficient items ever. Like Ricky went Vlad's first, then he got to defuse the blade. Weaver was fine. Bounty Hunter went a little bit of a weird item build, but it works well enough. And they just kind of spread out and played a pub game. The Radiant team tried to group up and tried to push, but their game mechanics and they're just not high enough, and as a result, they weren't able to team fight properly, and then they lost the gem, and then things just continued snowballing. And you can't let things snowball. You can't make mistakes against a 5-carry lineup because you're going to end up losing. So that's how you beat Invis Heroes. You have to group up, get the gem, don't make mistakes, push, end the game. And they could have done it. They had a good enough early game, but they didn't quite transition well enough. And their item choices, I think, were a little bit too greedy. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This is the Purgecast the Pub. So I haven't made a video in a while. I'll try to put one out tomorrow, but no promises. I've had some problems uploading from Twitch TV as well, because I linked a Google Plus account to my YouTube channel, which needed to happen for search terms things. But unfortunately now when I try to upload from Twitch, it's trying to upload to my personal Google Plus YouTube, which for some reason is linked on the same email address as my original YouTube. So it's just a huge pain in the butt right now. But I will be casting Eastern Qualifiers tonight, so make sure you guys tune in for that. I think that's all. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry for the lack of content, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.